Lagos, Funke owns a salon famous for its dazzling braids. But Funke has a secret. She uses dark powers to create her hair magic. Worried that innocent babies could see her powers, Funke made a strict rules that no babies are allowed in her salon. But soon, strange things started happening and secrets began to unfold. Funke owns the most popular salon in Lagos. Everyone loved her beautiful braids. People said that after Funke braided your hair, you would look and feel amazing. But Funke's salon had one strange rule. She told everyone, no babies allowed in my salon. The customers didn't understand why, but they followed her rules because they loved her work. Funke had a secret she kept from everyone. She used something mysterious to make her braids look so special. Funke didn't want babies around her because babies are innocent and could see things that adults cannot. Funke, who was worried that babies might see her powers and start crying or worse, tell their parents. So, Funke always kept her salon a no baby zone. One day, a new family moved next to Funke's salon. They had a little boy named Tunde who loved watching people. His mother, Mrs. Adebayo, noticed the salon and decided to go there for her braids. She saw the sign, no babies allowed, and thought it was a bit strange, but she didn't mind, since Tunde could stay with his grandma. As Mrs. Adebayo entered, Tunde peeked through the window. Funke saw him and felt a chill. She thought, I hope he didn't see too much. But Tunde only waved, and Funke nervously waved back. The little boy seemed friendly, but Funke kept an eye on him. She knew her secret was safe as long as he didn't get too curious. When Miss Adebayo sat down, Funke began her work. She combed, twisted, and braided Mrs. Adebayo's hair faster than anyone else in the city. Mrs. Adebayo felt like magic was in the air. Her hair was shining and looked more beautiful than ever. She couldn't believe her eyes. Funke was proud of her work, but deep down, she was scared someone might find out how she worked so fast. Funke wasn't like other hairdressers. Her hands glowed when she braided, but she tried to hide it from her clients. She whispered to herself, as long as no one brings a baby, my secret is safe. Little Tunde couldn't forget the strange salon next door. He often saw women enter and come out with the most beautiful braids he had ever seen. One day, he asked his mother, why can't babies go into that place? Mrs. Adebayo laughed and said, I don't know, Tunde. Maybe it's just Funke's special rule. But Tunde was not satisfied with that answer. He decided he would find out the reason for himself. Every day, he would watch Funke's salon from his window, hoping to catch a glimpse of what was going on inside. Sometimes he thought he saw Funke's hand glow while she braided her customer's hair, but he wasn't sure. The more he watched, the more curious he became. Funke noticed Tunde watching her from his window every day. She didn't like it. She knew that curious children sometimes find out things they shouldn't. One day, she decided to talk to Tunde's mother about it. She told Mrs. Adebayo, please tell Tunde not to watch my salon. It's important that he keeps his distance. Mrs. Adebayo was confused and a little worried. Is something wrong, Funke? She asked. Funke forced a smile and replied, "Nothing is wrong. It is just that I prefer privacy while I work." Mrs. Adebayo nodded, promising to keep Tunde away, but Funke felt uneasy. She knew that if Tunde kept watching, he might soon uncover her secrets. One afternoon, an old woman named Mama Fola came to visit Funke's salon. Mama Fola was Funke's oldest friend and knew everything about her powers. She had taught Funke how to use her magic when she was younger. Funke was always happy to see Mama Fola, and they spent hours talking and laughing. But Mama Fola also brought a warning. "Funke, be careful," she said. "Magic is powerful, but it must be hidden from innocent eyes. Children like Tunde can see things adults cannot. Make sure he doesn't see too much." Funke nodded, knowing Mama Fola was right. She promised to be more cautious, but she still felt worried. Tunde's friends began to notice how much time he spent watching Funke's salon. They thought it was funny and teased him. "Are you scared of that salon?" one of his friends, Kola, asked. Tunde shook his head. "I am not scared. I just want to know why babies aren't allowed in there." Kola laughed and dared Tunde. "If you are so curious, go inside and see for yourself." Tunde felt nervous, but didn't want to look scared. So he promised his friend, "One day I will go inside. You will see." But deep down, he felt a little scared. What if there really was something magical and strange going on in that salon? One evening, after the salon closed, Funke went into a hidden room in the back. This was her special room where she practiced her magic and prepared the oils and powders that made her braid so beautiful. The room was filled with strange bottles and glowing lights. Funke looked around, making sure no one was watching. She whispered words in an unknown language, and the bottles began to shine. Funke felt powerful and happy, knowing her magic was strong. But she also remembered Mama Fola's warning. "No one must ever find out about this room," she thought, feeling both proud and worried. One day, Mrs. Adebayo went to the market and Tunde saw his chance. He sneaked out of the house and walked over to Funke's salon. The salon door was slightly open and Tunde's heart beat fast with excitement and fear. He carefully peeked inside and saw Funke braiding a woman's hair. At first, it looked normal, but as Tunde watched, he noticed something strange. Funke's hands began to glow, softly, just like in his dream. Tunde grasps, and Funke turned quickly, noticing him at the door. "Tunde!" she shouted, her voice sharp. "What are you doing here?" Tunde froze, realizing he might be in trouble for spying on Funke. Tunde felt his heart race as he stood frozen by the door. Funke's voice was loud and firm. "Why are you here, Tunde?" she asked, trying to stay calm. Tunde's cheek turned red as he looked down at his feet. I, I was just curious," he whispered. "I wanted to see why babies can't come here." Funke took a deep breath. She didn't want to scare Tunde, but she also knew she had to protect her secret. "Tunde, this is not a place for children," she said gently but firmly. "There are things here that you shouldn't see." Tunde nodded, feeling both disappointed and relieved. He promised to stay away, but he couldn't shake the feelings that there was something magical happening inside. After Tunde left, Funke knew she had to be more careful. She closed the door and sat down, thinking about Mama Fola's warning. If Tunde keep watching, he might find out everything, she thought. She decided to put up a bigger sign on her door that read, "No children allowed." Funke hoped this would keep Tunde away, but deep down, she knew that curious children often ignored warnings. She whispered a protective spell around her salon, hoping it will keep her powers hidden. But Funke couldn't stop worrying. She knew that magic wasn't easy to hide, especially from someone as curious as Tunde. Tunde's friends couldn't wait to hear about what happened at the salon when they saw him. They crowded around and asked, "Did you go inside? Did you see anything?" Tunde nodded and told them about Funke's glowing hands. His friends listened with wide eyes, amazed and a little scared. Kola laughed nervously and said, "Maybe she really is a witch." But Tunde shook his head. "I don't know what she is, but there is something strange about that salon." The friends decided to keep their distance, but Tunde was still curious, even though he promised Funke he would stay away. He knew he couldn't forget what he had seen. Days passed, and Tunde couldn't stop thinking about Funke's glowing hands. He tried to tell his mother again, but she just laughed and said, "You are just imagining things, Tunde. Funke is just very talented." But Tunde knew what he saw, and it didn't feel like his imagination. He watched the salon from his window every day, hoping to catch another glimpse of Funke's magic. He even dreamed about her glowing hands again. Tunde wondered if he was the only one who could see it. "Maybe I will never find out her secret," he thought sadly. But he felt deep down that his adventure with Funke's salon wasn't over yet. One evening, as the sun was setting, Mama Fola came to visit Funke again. She looked around and whispered, "You have to be more careful, Funke. I hear the neighborhood children are starting to talk about your powers." Funke sighed. She didn't want to stop using her magic, but she knew Mama Fola was right. Mama Fola handed her a small amulet and said, "This will help hide your powers. Wear it when you braid hair, and no one will see your glowing hands." Funke took the amulet and thanked Mama Fola, feeling a bit relieved, but she still wondered if Tunde would find another way to uncover her secret. The next day, Funke wore the amulet around her neck as she braided her client's hair. She glanced at her hands and saw that they no longer glowed. The amulet was working. Funke felt both happy and safe, knowing that her magic was hidden from innocent eyes. That afternoon, Tunde watched the salon carefully. He waited to see Funke's hand glow again, but this time, nothing happened. Tunde stretched his head, feeling confused. "Maybe I was wrong," he thought. But deep inside, he still believed something magical was happening in Funke's salon. A few days later, Mrs. Adebayo decided to visit Funke's salon again for a new hairstyle. She told Tunde, "Stay home and play. I will be back soon." But Tunde was determined to see what would happen this time. He quietly followed his mother and peeked through the window, hoping to catch Funke's glowing hands again. As Funke braided Mrs. Adebayo's hair, she felt the armlet's warmth and her hands stayed normal. Tunde watched for a long time but didn't see anything unusual. He felt disappointed. Maybe I was wrong after all, he whispered to himself. But Funke noticed him outside and gave him a gentle smile, hoping he would finally lose interest. One evening, Tunde's mother invited Mama Fola over for dinner. As they were old friends, Tunde was happy to see her, but he also felt nervous. He remembered that Mama Fola sometimes visited Funke's salon. During dinner, Tunde asked Mama Fola, why can't babies go into Funke's salon? Mama Fola choked and said, it's because babies are special. They can see things that adults can't. Funke just wants them to be safe. Tunde thought about this, realizing that there was more to babies than he had understood. But Mama Fola's answer only made him more curious. If babies can see things, does that mean I can too? He wondered. After dinner, Tunde felt even more curious about Funke's salon. He thought if babies can see things, maybe I can see them too. He knew he had promised Funke to stay away, but he couldn't help himself. Tunde decided that he would try one last time to see if there was magic in the salon. He waited till the next day when Funke was busy with another client. He carefully sneaked back into the salon and peeped through the window. Funke was wearing the armlet and her hands looked normal. Tunde sighed, feeling both relieved and disappointed. Maybe it's all just my imagination, he thought. But part of him still felt there was more to discover. A few days later, Tunde began to feel a strange urge whenever he passed by Funke's salon. It was as if something was pulling him towards the door. He couldn't explain it, but he felt like the salon was calling to him. One afternoon, he stopped right in front of the door and reached out to touch the handle. Just then, Funke appeared and said, Tunde, you promised to stay away, remember? Tunde quickly pulled his hand back, feeling embarrassed. I am sorry, Auntie Funke, he replied softly. Funke looked at him closely, wondering if he felt the pull of her magic. She decided it was time to talk to Mama Fola about how to handle Tunde's curiosity. That evening, Funke invited Mama Fola to her salon. After hours, she explained what had been happening with Tunde and asked for advice. Mama Fola nodded thoughtfully and said, the boy has a gift, Funke. He feels the magic because he is sensitive to it. But if he learns too much, he may be in danger. Funke felt a pang of worry. She didn't want Tunde to be hurt. What can I do to keep him safe? She asked. Mama Fola handed her a small bottle of protective oil. This will help shield him from the magic if he comes close again. Use it wisely. Funke thanked Mama Fola and decided to follow her advice carefully. The next morning, Funke sprinkled the protective oil around the entrance of her salon. She whispered a spell to keep the magic hidden from curious eyes. The oil sparkled for a moment, then disappeared into the ground. Funke felt relieved, hoping that Tunde's curiosity would finally fade. Tunde noticed that the sun seemed different that day. When he tried to peek inside, he felt a warm, calm feeling that made him lose interest. He struggled and walked away, not feeling the usual urge to investigate. Funke watched from inside, feeling hopeful that the protection was working. She hoped Tunde would be safe and forget about her magic. That night, Tunde had another dream. In his dream, he saw Mama Fola giving Funke a small bottle of oil and whispering to her. He also saw Funke sprinkling the oil around the salon door. Tunde woke up feeling confused. He wondered, why do I keep dreaming about Funke's salon? Is it a sign? He tried to talk to his mother, but she didn't understand. Tunde decided to keep the dream a secret and think about it on his own. Deep down, he felt that something important was happening, but he couldn't explain it. He promised himself that he would be careful and wait for the right time to find out the truth. The days went by and Tunde tried his best to stay away from Funke's Salon, but he couldn't ignore the strange dreams he kept having. Each dream seemed to show him a little more of what Funke was hiding. Tunde felt that the magic was calling to him, even if he didn't understand why. One afternoon, he walked by the salon and felt the urge to go inside again. But this time, the protective oil made him feel calm and safe, as if it was gently pushing him away. Tunde sighed and walked back home. He thought maybe I should just let it go, but he still couldn't forget what he had seen. One rainy evening, a stranger came to the neighborhood. She was tall, with a colorful scarf wrapped around her head and a mysterious look in her eyes. She walked straight into Funke's saloon without saying a word. Funke was surprised as she rarely had visitors at night. The woman introduced herself as Madame Olamide. I've heard of your special braiding skills, she said with a shy smile. Funke felt uneasy, but she welcomed Madame Olamide politely. She sensed that the woman knew about her magic, and this made her feel nervous. Funke decided to stay alert and see what this strange visitor wanted. Madame Olamide watched Funke closely as she braided her hair. She leaned in and whispered, "You should be careful, Funke. Magic is a powerful thing, but it also attracts danger. You don't want curious eyes to see too much, especially young ones." Funke felt a shiver down her spine, realizing Madame Olamide knows about Tunde. "Why are you telling me this?" Funke asked. Madame Olamide smiled mysteriously and replied, "Because I know what it is like to live with magic. You must be cautious and protect your gifts." Funke nodded, understanding the warning. She decided that it was time to take stronger steps to keep her powers hidden. After Madame Olamide left, Funke decided to perform a stronger spell to protect her salon. She took out a special powder and sprinkled it around her room, whispering ancient words she had learned from Mama Fola. The powder sparkled and spread a warm light around the salon. Funke felt a wave of calm washed over her. She knew the spell would keep her powers safe from prying eyes, as long as she kept the spell strong. No one, not even curious children like Tunde, would be able to see her magic. Funke felt relieved, hoping this would finally keep her secret safe. One day, while Funke was braiding a client's hair, she felt her armlet suddenly grew cold and heavy. She looked down and saw a crack in the armlet. Panic surged through her as she realized her protection was weakening. Without the amulet, her hands would start glowing again and her magic would be visible. Funke quickly ended the session and told her client that the salon would be closed for the day. She had to find Mama Fola and fix the amulet before anyone saw her powers. But just as she was about to leave, she noticed Tunde watching her from across the street. She hurried inside, hoping he hadn't seen too much. Funke rushed to Mama Fola's house and explained the broken armlet. Mama Fola listened carefully and said, "This is a sign. Funke, you must be more careful now. The magic is growing stronger and it wants to be seen." Mama Fola gave Funke a new armlet, but she warned her, "This one may not last long. Be very careful, especially around Tunde." Funke thanked Mama Fola and put on the new armlet. She hoped this one would keep her powers hidden for a little longer. But she couldn't shake the feelings that something was going to happen soon. Something that would change everything. Tunde felt that he couldn't ignore his curiosity any longer. He decided that he would sneak into the salon at night when no one was around. He waited until his mother was asleep, then tiptoed out of the house and quietly made his way to Funke's salon. When he reached the door, he gently pushed it open. Inside the salon was dark and quiet, but Tunde could feel something magical in the air. He walked slowly, feeling both excited and scared. He knew he was about to discover something important, something that could finally answer all his questions. As Tunde explored the salon, he noticed a small door at the back of the room. He carefully opened it and found himself in Funke's secret room. The room was filled with glowing bottles, powders, and strange objects that Tunde had never seen before. He stared in amazement, realizing he had finally found Funke's secret. Just then, Funke entered into the room and gasped. "Tunde," she cried, "you shouldn't be here." Tunde turned to her, his eyes wide with wonder and fear. He whispered, "Auntie Funke, are you a witch?" Funke sighed, knowing she could no longer hide the truth. Funke sat down and directed Tunde to sit with her. She took a deep breath and said, "Yes, Tunde, I have special powers. I use magic to braid hair and make it beautiful. But it's a secret, and I have been trying to protect it." Tunde listened closely, amazed by her confession. He asked, "But why can't babies come here?" Funke explained, "Because babies can see things that adults can't. They would see my magic and it would frighten them." Tunde nodded in agreement. He now understands. Funke looked at him seriously and said, "You must promise to keep this a secret, Tunde. No one else must know." Tunde promised Funke that he would keep her secret safe. He understood now why she was so careful. Funke thanked him and told him that she trusted him. Magic is a gift, but it must be hidden from those who don't understand, she said gently. Tunde nodded, feeling proud to be trusted with such an important secret. As they left the secret room, Funke felt grateful for Tunde's understanding. To show her thanks, she decided to give him a small magical gift. She reached into her shelf and pulled out a tiny, sparkling bead. "This is a protective charm, Tunde," she said. "Whenever you feel scared or in trouble, hold it tight and it will help you feel safe." Tunde's eyes lit up as he holds the bead in his hand. He felt warmth spread through him and he thanked Funke with a big smile. Funke smiled back, feeling happy to share a little pieces of her magic with someone she could trust. The next day, Mama Fola visited Funke's salon again. Funke told her everything about Tunde discovering her secrets. Mama Fola sighed, but she smiled, saying, "Sometimes magic finds the one who are meant to see it. Tunde was meant to know, but remember, he still needs protection." Mama Fola gave Funke a small pouch of enchanted herb. Place this around the salon. They will help keep curious eyes away, and we make sure no other children see what Tunde has seen. Funke nodded, grateful for Mama Fola's help. She wanted to keep her salon safe for as long as possible. From that day on, Tunde became Funke's special friend and helper. He visited her salon often. Though he was careful to keep her secret, he would watch quietly as Funke braided hair, noticing the way her hands moved with magic. Though her armlets kept them from glowing, he was proud to be trusted with such an important secret. Tunde's friends still ask him about the salon, but he only smiled. "It's just a normal salon," he would say, even though he knew it was anything but ordinary. He loved knowing he was part of something magical and special, even if he couldn't tell anyone else. Funke decided to put up a new rule on her salon. The sign on her door now reads, "Only those who truly need magic may enter." She knew that most people wouldn't understand what it meant, but she hoped it would help keep her powers safe. She also explained to Tunde that her magic was meant to help people, but only those who truly needed it. Tunde nodded, understanding that her gift was not for everyone. He promised to watch out for her, keeping her secret safe and helping her whenever he could. Funke felt thankful to have such a loyal friend. She knew her magic was safe with Tunde by her side. As time passed, Tunde and Funke grew closer. Tunde often helped Funke sweep the salon or wash her magical combs and brushes. Funke would sometimes teach him some tricks, like how to calm someone with a gentle touch or how to tell a person's mood by looking into their eyes. Tunde loved learning these little secrets, and he felt like he had a special gift of his own. One day, Funke told Tunde, "Maybe one day you will have your own special gift too." Tunde, "Sometimes magic chooses its own paths." Tunde felt excited by the thought, wondering if he would ever be as magical as Funke. But for now, he was happy to be her friend and helper. One day, Tunde's friend Kola begged him, "Come on, Tunde, just tell me the real reason babies aren't allowed in the salon." Tunde felt tempted to share, but he remembered his promise to Funke. "It's just a special rule. That's all," he replied calmly. Kola insisted, but Tunde kept his secret safe. That evening, Funke noticed Tunde looking a bit troubled. She asked him if everything was okay, and Tunde explained about Kola's questions. Funke smiled, proud of him. Keeping a secret is sometimes the hardest part of magic. She said, "But you did well, Tunde. Thank you for protecting my gift." Years went by and Tunde grew older, but he never forgot Funke's secret or the magic of her salon. As he grew up, he continued to help her, and the two became more like family than friends. Funke continued to use her magic to make people feel beautiful and Tunde grew to understand the true power of her gift. It was meant to bring joy and comfort to others. One day, Mama Fola visited Funke and Tunde again. She smiled at both of them and said, "Magic chose you both wisely." Tunde felt proud and happy to be part of something so special. He knew he would always treasure the memories of Funke's Salon, the magical braids, and the friendship that has changed his life forever. Thank you, beautiful viewers, for watching. If you love watching such an interesting story, kindly click on the subscribe button, put on post notification bell, which will enable you to always get a notification each and every time I post an interesting African tales like this. Like and share this video for more people to see and enjoy such an African story. I will see you in my next one.